We live in a world that's always demanding that we be serious. So, where does that leave room for simple, unforced joy? That's what we're going to dive into today. How to get back in touch with our playful side. Let's get to it. So, our key word for this whole explainer is frolic. It literally means to play and move about happily. It just sounds so light and free, right? And honestly, it feels a little forgotten in our crazy, busy lives, which is exactly why we need to talk about it. All right, let me just ask you this and really think about it for a second. When everything is demanding your focus, when life gets super serious, how do you actually find your way back to that playful part of yourself? It's a real challenge, isn't it? And that question really gets at this core conflict that so many of us deal with every single day. We have this natural, built-in desire to be playful, but it just smashes right up against this wall of expectations, this constant need to be serious and focused, especially when we're on the clock at work. Okay, so look at this. It breaks down that tension perfectly. On one hand, you've got that natural wish to just be playful and happy, and on the other, the pressure to be serious. The source brings up such a great example of this, dealing with those unpredictable coin flip bosses. We've all had one, right? You never know what you're going to get, so it just feels safer to keep your head down and just get the work done. And while that pressure to be serious can feel totally constricting, I get it, the source offers this really fascinating twist in perspective. It argues that those super serious moments are the very thing that makes the opportunities for genuine play feel even more special, even more valuable. And this quote just nails it. Every darkness will help me realize the brightness ever so more. It's all about contrast, you see? The seriousness of life, that's the darkness. And it's what makes those fun, lighthearted, playful moments, the brightness, shine so much more. Okay, this right here, this is the absolute heart of what we're talking about today. I really want you to just sit with this for a second. Joy isn't something you chase. It's something that catches you when you finally stop sprinting. Wow, that's it right there. The paradox of joy. I mean, we're all taught to just push harder, run faster, and that's how you'll find happiness, right? But what if true delight actually shows up when we do the complete opposite? When we just slow down, take a breath, and enjoy the moment for what it is. And this connects to a problem I think pretty much all of us face, that feeling of trying way too hard to force situations to go our way. Come on, you know exactly what I'm talking about, trying to bend things to your will. And this process, it's laid out perfectly here. It starts with us trying to mold a situation, but then that effort starts to feel heavy. The source uses the word smothering, which is so good. And that's the light bulb moment, right? You realize this feeling of forced control, this isn't joy. And that's when you can finally start to let go. And look, there is absolutely zero judgment here. The source makes a really compassionate point about this. It is so easy to fall into this trap of trying too hard, especially when you're really emotionally invested in something, You're just too close to see it clearly. We've all been there. So this leads to this really beautiful way of redefining joy. Instead of chasing it or forcing it, think of joy as a free and cooperative dance. It's not some solo performance where you have to control every single step. I mean, just think about that for a second. What happens when you try to completely control a dance with a partner? You end up stepping on their toes, the rhythm gets all messed up. It's the same idea here. When we try to control a situation all by ourselves, we overstep. We're basically trying to do a solo in the middle of a duet, and all that potential joy just gets lost in the process. This whole cycle, trying too hard, realizing it's not working, learning to let go, it's all built on one simple, fundamental human truth. We all make mistakes, period. It's not a flaw, it's just part of the deal of being human. And here's the really powerful conclusion to that thought. The mistakes themselves, they're not the point. It's the realization of them. That moment of clarity, that is what allows us to grow, to understand ourselves and others better, and to ultimately become better humans. So, as we wrap this up, I'll leave you with this question to reflect on. Thinking back on your own journey of letting go and finding that unforced joy, what mistakes have helped you become a better human?